Once you create those habits that you can stick to, you are just creating evidence for why you are that. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Asian White Queen. How are you doing? How are you doing? How you doing? Good? Good. So I wanted to get on here and talk about confidence. As of lately, my confidence has been shot to hell, girl. It's like, where is she at? I was laying in bed and I was like, okay, what are the things that make me feel confident? And none of those things I cared to do, I thought would work, or I really had the capabilities to do. We have to rework what it means for me to be confident. We have to create some things that make me feel confident, like a toolkit, right? So when I'm down and out, or not even when I'm down and out, just on an everyday basis, doing things that I can do on an everyday basis. They don't require too much. They are there to create a system for myself that allows me to show up in this world the way I need to. As I grow older, what once used to make me feel confident doesn't anymore. What once held value no longer does. And I think that's normal because as we grow, we get more and more responsibilities. And with those responsibilities comes a lot of stress, comes a lot of perceived failure. So that is a real knock to your confidence and how you show up. When you keep getting no's, when you keep being redirected, but you don't know where the redirection is at, you're kind of looking like, okay, is this meant for me? For me as a kid, I was really obsessed with romance. The idea of being romanced, I was really, really obsessed with. I wanted it, but I never saw it for myself, right? So I would watch these movies and I'm like, wow, what it would be like to be wanted in this way. Or I would watch people ask out my friends or get my friends Valentine's gifts and just all this attention. And I would always look like, wow, like I would really love to be that girl, but I know I can't. So the thought of the fact that I couldn't be that girl really, really, really was a shot to my confidence, right? Because I felt like the only way I could love myself, the only way I could really feel myself or to have true confidence was through romance. I always wanted it. And you know, as time goes by, as you start to grow into your looks, as you start to get more control over what you look like, you know, some of us got fine and some of us happens to be the person you were watching on the screen. You know, what am I supposed to say, right? I didn't ask for this life. You know, as you get fine, you start to get some attention. And some of that attention turns into this false sense of being wanted. And this false sense of being wanted turned into a false sense of confidence. Like, I'm like, oh, you know, these motherfuckers think I'm cute. And this is all I ever wanted was to be pretty. It sounds desperate, and yes, it was. But like, I just wanted people to want me. So I got this, you know, I'm like, wow. And I was grown as hell. Like, this was when I feel like I started to like grow more into my looks. I remember the first day I saw this one picture of myself and I was like, oh, you're pretty. And then more and more people were giving me more attention. I think at that time I was like 19. I got a nice paying job. So I had money, I had a new car, I was looking good. Like I was seeing my body like, oh, okay. You don't have to be ashamed of these thick thighs, these big breasts. Like, we're where the adults are at now. Because having big boobs and thick thighs and a big ass at 12 years old just ain't it. So as I was getting more comfortable with my body, I was showing it off more. And this is something I had never done. Guys, I was very, very, very self-conscious about my body growing up because of my scars and things like that. Y'all done heard the story so many times. So every time I was in a state of crisis or anything like that, I resorted to what always worked. Finding a way to feel wanted. Somebody complimenting me. Somebody giving me attention. Me looking a certain way. And still to this day, don't get me wrong, do not miss out on calling me pretty. Okay? I realized that my confidence was built off of a very, very, very fragile foundation. I would wonder why my confidence would crumble by a small inconvenience. Somebody saying they don't like my podcast. Somebody saying that they don't find me to be beautiful or something like that. It doesn't happen often, okay? Any type of critique would just tear me apart. And still to this day, guys, I'm coming to a realization. So I'm still feeling these feelings, but I am now able to point it out, right? I had a therapy session and we were talking about how I'm in the midst of building my foundation, right? I'm tired of the old stories, okay? Of course, we talk about what's happened in our life and things like that, but I'm tired of identifying with those old stories. I love talking about the origin and how we got here, but I'm tired of just blaming all of who I am today on my past because I've done so much work to be here and that work deserves to be acknowledged. So I'm okay, I get it. This happened. This made me feel so terrible and I love you and I've worked so hard to let you know that I love you. But it's time to move on and really jump into what I've been working towards, right? Living out this life instead of constantly healing and healing and healing and healing. It's let's do the walking. Let's walk in this healing journey. Let's continue. Let's jump into this healing journey. Let's act on it. Rebuilding could be really painful because your comfort zone is over there. Your comfort zone is what you're leaving behind. So I could go back to where I was comfortable at, but that started to not feel comfortable anymore. It was losing value. I wasn't giving a damn whether somebody wanted me or not. I started to get more concerned over whether I wanted me or not. So I thought about how that very fragile foundation and how it was just filled with temporary fixes. Girl, I love a temporary fix. I love to feel sad and be let's get my nails done. Let's buy some new lip gloss. Because some things aren't that deep, okay? Some things I'm just oh, I'm feeling kind of funky. Or I'm on my period. Let's get some ice cream. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not that serious. But other times it's we need to really replenish. You need to do a prayer. You need to write in your journal. You need to do a spiritual bath. You need a good cry. You need to talk to a therapist. Some of those problems are there because it's cueing you that you need to build a more reliable, more sturdy foundation. And I'm okay, what is that reliable and sturdy foundation? What do we mean by that? And then I was what are my habits? What are the things that I do every single day? And can I create habits that aren't attached to anything? I don't need money. I don't need anything to sustain these habits. Our soul wants physical evidence that we are who it wants to be. So if we're saying we're a good person, it wants physical evidence that we are a good person. So these habits have to be a mirror to what you are saying you want to be and what you want to feel. So building a system that's a matter of fact, I can do this every day. I don't need anything else, anybody else to get this done. And remember, this is what makes you feel good, not anybody else, right? I can do it any time of the day, whether it's the morning, the night. I could do it multiple times a day, whatever that is. If I want to show up as a confident person, and it's like, why are you so confident? Because I'm a good person and I have facts. I got things to back it up because I've practiced the habits of a good person. Why do I have confidence? Because I'm a hard worker. I have evidence behind that. That's a very sturdy foundation. You can't take that from me. Once you create those habits that you can stick to, you are just creating evidence for why you are that bitch. Why you deserve to be so damn confident. Because you have the facts. I got the paperwork. I hope you guys took something from this. I really do. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for watching me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff to support your girl. And we are out. Thank you again. Bye-bye.